Afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Solo ReacTalk. This afternoon, I'm going to be reacting to The End and the Death 3. The Emperor Hears the Message. Voiceover Part 8, made on the DQVO YouTube channel and requested by Anthrax Crab 2222. Yes, if you guys want to check out the original video as well as DQVO's YouTube channel, the links are going to be in the description below. If you want to check out my previous reaction to other Warhammer 40k content created by DQVO, remember that the reaction playlist card is going to be at the top right here. Yes. Let us start with The End and the Death 3, The Emperor Hears the Message, voiceover part 8. 3, 2, 1, go.
A final thread of hope remains for the last loyal sons of man. The voice calls across the conflagrant dominions and ruinous wastes of the Outer Palace, where few survive to heed it. It rings across the inferno of the Palatine, the greatest slaughter field in human history, where the last remaining sons and daughters of the Imperium fight on in splintered cohorts against the overwhelming hosts of the traitor foe, cut off, surrounded, their lines disintegrating as fast as their chances. For many of them, it is the last thing they will ever hear. It echoes through sundered eternity, and in past that gate, and into the final fortress, the Sanctum Imperialis, which has become the final feasting place of carnage, and no sanctum of any kind. This was the inviolable place, the bright citadel built to outlast time and history, and outlive dreams and the schemes of men. It was supposed to stand forever. Since the birth of the Imperium, the children of Terra have imagined many disasters and dangers, and foreseen calamities that they would have to guard against. But never did they conceive that the seat of empire itself could be swept away. Not even when the siege began. It would hold. It would endure, no matter what. But now it falls. Invaded from within and from without. Its golden halls and soaring chambers set ablaze and teeming with the conquering regiments of ruin. The voice rings out here too, but most of those to whom it speaks are too busy dying to hear its words.
What is this voice?
It echoes across Terra itself, as the blazing throne world plunges into the maw of the warp, its material form digested by the alchemy of the empiric forces that envelop it. It echoes across firestorm continents and evaporated oceans, through devastated cities and wasteland states, and is heard by those scant pockets of resistance that remain, defying the swarming foe to the last. Many of those who hear it, in the midst of cataclysm, dismiss it as a wishful fantasy, or another of the endless lies of chaos. The voice is very fragile. It offers hope, but nothing else. No promise of salvation or respite, or word of victory reclaimed. Few, if any, ever identify the messenger, or learn the name of Hope's envoy. They know it simply as the Praetorian's ultimate command. Dawn's last words to the defenders of Terra. The final wall that he is able to build to keep them safe. A wall of words alone, for all the solid walls of stone and steel he raised are perished and overthrown. It is an idea of resistance, nothing more. To some who hear it, like Fafnir Ran and Zephon Sorrowbringer at Lost Asgard, it is more than they ever dreamed to hear again. The frail hope it brings far exceeds anything they thought they would ever hear in what remained of their lives, for they had accepted death and consigned themselves long since. It put strength back into their arms, and power into their blows, as they, and those few living souls still standing with them, oppose the overwhelming tide that has washed any trace of Asgard Fortress away. None expect to live to see the hope realized. The voice is just an inspiring comfort as they strive to negotiate the highest prices for their lives. To others, like Maximus Thane in the splintered plazas of the inner palace, assailed from all quarters by baying desecrators and the deluge of rout, it is a bitter, heartbreaking call that has come far too late. To others, like Archimus, second of that name, in the field command of the Palatine catastrophe, or the seniors of the war court in the besieged and smoke-choked hegemon, it is a final, tantalizing promise that makes them turn to their charts and cogitators one last time, and search for one last ploy, or counter-move, or gambit that could, as by some miracle, overthrow the incontrovertible predictions of defeat their data has been producing for hours.
If only they could hold on just a bit longer. Well, it's going to take them days to get to Terra, actually. Robuta Gilliman and his fleet, it's going to take him some time to get here. So yeah, we have to just depend on the Emperor defeating Horus now. Yeah, to everybody else, good luck. And yeah, if hope is all we have left, then that's what we're going to use.
And at the very source of the voice, at the desolate Black Mansion, hope is dying. Stillborn, for the archenemy has heard the calls too, and turns towards its source. The host of Chaos and Neverborn, offended by the words, emerge from the horizon's smoke, feral banners high, and begin to converge across the endless tracts of mud, to crush Agatha's last redoubt and silence it. She sees them coming.
Agatha. Okay. So Agatha's been spreading the word of hope, the last words from the Praetorian. Roguldorn. Okay.
From every point that her compass can no longer identify, and orders her gun lines to load and prepare. War makes noise. Its death song is deafening. Across the territories of its madness, the voice is, for the most part, not heard at all, for it is drowned out by the booming hymn of the Red, or it is lost in the soughing whispers of Nevinus, which have been a constant murmur since the war began, and now rise to a crescendo. The Neverborn whispers are incandescent with outrage. There is nothing that enrages them more than to see the generous gifts of chaos shunned or spurned, to witness the blood-lit crown, the greatest honor that chaos can bestow, rejected, is an insult that fires them with rancor. To see it abused as a weapon, its generosity defiled, turns the whispers into shrieks. The Emperor.
I'm not going to take anything that demons take seriously. I'm not going to take anything you guys take seriously. Okay? Whatever tool or whatever ornament or crown or whatever piece of architecture or whatever it might be that you deem to be valuable and must be respected, I'm not going to do the same, and neither is the Emperor.
Here's the voice. Though the Nevinus storm rages around the walls of the Lupercal court, it is a tiny thing. One grain of sand in a desert storm. One murmur among a trillion screams. It is not enough. Nothing like enough. It is not the shield of humanity that will fortify him to triumph or replenish his ravaged body, but it is enough to allow him to stand. The bloody, bloodlit crown in his hand. It is enough to force his first found son into blind fury. The master of mankind has lost, but he can yet deprive Horus of his triumph. He will force his son to kill him, for better the death and loss of everything than eternity at his side as a grinning puppet regent of the Old Four. You put your face back on. The front of your skull is so ruptured and wrenched open, like a split fruit or the husk of a seed. You fear for a moment that the power inside you, the power that you have become, will spill out of the cracked shell of the human you once were, or that some new and still more terrible form of you will escape from your human rind. You maintain your physical integrity. You push the hinged open part of your skull back into place.
Yeah.
Reknit the bones, reform the muscles and the flesh, and heal the skin, unblemished. The severed dermal tubes and pipes across your scalp and cheek regrow like the creeping roots of trees, and resocket themselves with a sibilant hiss of steam and whir of machined connectors. You repair yourself, and you maintain your mental composure despite the indignity of your father's underhand assault.
Too bad the Emperor didn't have enough strength to continue beating on you, even after, he used the crown as a weapon. He should have tried to bludgeon you even further until there's nothing left of your face and your head, and then continue to try and rip apart the body. He should have tried that as well. And then, of course, use his psycho powers to erase your soul. Because I'm waiting for that part. Where he erases his soul. Like what he did to the orc. I think it was in Ulanor, if I'm not mistaken. It was an orc beast that was cladded in armor. He was fighting it against... No, the Emperor was fighting against this orc with his son, Horus Lupercal. And they defeated it. And the Emperor used some sort of warp technique to erase its existence. And that's what I'm expecting. That's what I'm waiting for from the Emperor, to use that ability against Horus. Yeah, but he's too weak right now. He needs more time to recuperate. And that's why I'm calling on Loken. Loken, step up. If you're gonna die, let's die today. Let's die right now. Get ready to die right now at the hands of your father. We already had Calcuttas. It's your turn. Step up. And then Litu, if you're still here with us, step up.
You are strong. You are Horus Lupercal. You reflect that your father's uncompromising defiance is quite admirable. It is who he is. He has not relented once in his life, and for most of yours, you have worshipped that fortitude. His steadfast mien is what made him great even when you hated him. His unwavering strength is the very reason you love him and despise him. You are his son, so you have inherited his character and his traits. This is reassuring. If he is strong, then so are you.
Actually, no, you are not. You are actually weak. You have given yourself over to the Chaos Gods because of your own ambitions and your own desire to be different from your father. You gave up. When you should have stood your ground and fought and believed in your father, you gave up. And you decided that you wanted power for yourself and you thought you could do better than your father. You gave up. You gave up.
You will not give up either. You will not bend or break.
You did to the chaos gods.
You will remain resolute and patient, those hallmarks of a truly great king, and not give in to the homicidal coal of anger that burns in your heart.
Funny. Why didn't you do that with Istvan 3? Why didn't you do that with Istvan 5? Why didn't you do that with the entire Horus Heresy? Why weren't you patient? Why weren't you focusing more on diplomacy than on violent action?
The impulse to shred him apart in a welter of blood for his insolent perfidy.
Oh, so he must die now, huh? You've changed your mind.
That would be too easy. Too weak. The act of a child. You will deny him the satisfaction of making you snap, and deprive him absolutely of the Pyrrhic victory he seeks. You will not give him the death he wants. You will not cheat yourself. You will make him accept the fate you have ordained. You rise. He has recovered his war sword. He must have been feigning before, because he stands unaided and displays some vitality of body and spirit that seemed previously to have drained from him. He has the bloodlit crown. He raises it in his claws and shatters it so you can watch it break.
I can make another,
you tell him.
I can make 1,000 more. I can make as many as I need to make until you are too weak to shake them off your brow.
You tell him you can take his pain away. For only pain awaits him if he persists with this. You can spare him that pain, as he never spared you yours. You can tell he thinks that you know nothing of pain. On the contrary, Father, I have been the surrogate of your pain. I was born to channel it, just like all my brothers. We were made to bear your pain for you and suffer it on your behalf. One by one, we have all discovered this. Some, like Ferrus, understood it too late. Some, like Conrad, are broken by it, or are driven into madness to escape it, like Lorgar or Fulgrim. Some, it is compressed to the dullest metal, like Perturabo or Rogel. Some flee from it, like Russ or Jagatai, hoping they can outrun it. Some, like Magnus and Rabute, strive in vain to please you, so that you might take the pain away.
Okay, I'm not sure about all that you've just said there, Horus, but yeah.
Some, like poor, naive Sanguinius, think they can spare you by accepting it completely.
Only I have defied you.
You tell him.
Only I have turned and said that I reject it, for it is no way a father should treat his sons.
Yeah, okay, but then why did you open your arms to chaos? Why did you have to go to chaos? You didn't have to do that. If you wanted to rebel against your father, it's fine. Rebel against him. But then the moment you start taking power, that's not really meant for us humans to control. Even you as a Primarch. Then you've lost the plot completely.
Only I have the strength to condemn you and return the gift you cursed us with. You should be proud of me, for I alone have exceeded your wildest expectations.
He is not listening.
I don't think he ever was. He's been talking to the Chaos Gods this whole time.
The father, it seems, cannot bear to hear when his son enumerates his failings. Will you be the same when the time comes and your sons turn to you with their discontents? not the sons you have, for they, save one, have embraced your outlook and would never think to question your decisions. They are but drones, toys of war, sired only to fight and not to think. So they will simply do your bidding and never form an opinion that matters. No, the sons you have yet to father.
Oh, so you're gonna repeat the same activities your father did, creating Astartes, new Astartes, in your image. Ah.
The pantheon of Primarch sons and daughters too, that you will sire and bring into the world.
Son and daughters. Interesting.
Your never-born children of ageless wisdom and endless power, who will rule the provinces and dimensions of your realm until the stars go out. They will be transcendent, and they will supplant the boorish, single-minded simpletons who were spawned from your genetics and currently call themselves your sons. Their time and their purpose is done. The dynasty of sons and daughters you will nurture after this will be sublime wonders, and you will love every one of them.
Until you want to kill them too. Until they fail, disappoint you. Yeah.
Of course you will listen when they raise complaint.
Lies.
For they will be your equals and your blood.
Lies. Your equal. Never, never.
And you will gladly respect all issues they might bring to you.
Lies.
Though there will be none to answer. Ever. No child of yours will ever confront you, for you will never give them cause.
That's a problem. That's a problem. You can't be perfect. Oh yes, you say you're a god and gods don't make mistakes. Yeah, okay. Yeah, in your mind you think you're not going to be the problem. You're not going to cause any problems. There's not going to be any problems between you and your children. That's impossible, but good luck.
You will never make errors. You will be perfect. Make no mistakes. That's what your father taught you. And it's the only thing he ever taught you that you intend to honor. Starting now, you will not give him long enough to recover further. You attack him directly and without compromise. You stride directly towards him and swing your maul with such force the head of it produces a sonic boom. He avoids it, just and thrusts with his warsword. The blade splits your refractors and slides deep into your belly.
So this is round 4.
You let it. He wrenches it out and manages to backstep fast enough to avoid the swipe of your talon. He ducks aside and slices with his sword, cleaving your refractors a second time and hacking almost a third of the way into your torso, just above the hip.
Scott Buckley, Vanguard. Yes. Like the music.
You let him. He pulls the blade free and circles you, a feint, then another, then a superb thrust that drives the warsword through your central body mass. You let him. You draw the warp into you so that he can see it. You need to make him understand, for he does not seem to have grasped it yet. Despite that acclaimed wisdom he boasts of, your power is infinite.
It's infinite, but what are you doing with it? The Emperor has been more effective with his limited amount of power than you have been with your unlimited amount of power. He's been more effective with it. What have you really been doing here? I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed, God.
His is not. No matter how many times he gets back up to renew the fight for another desperate go-around, he is merely postponing the inevitable. He is a warp-attuned creature of great power by any mortal standards, and rightly has been feared his entire life. But his great strength is finite. You are an infinite being of the infinite warp. Your power will never run out, and can never be sapped, no matter how many or how grievous the injuries he inflicts upon you. You cannot be killed. This contest was over before it began. It was superfluous. You only permitted the fight to take place at all because he seemed to need it. It was all for show, a demonstration of your newfound state, a symbolic ritual act to consecrate your reign. You fight only to wear him down to nothing until he is rendered entirely helpless and subject to your will.
I like how, Horus is just trying to reassure himself of his actions here. I like it. He is so funny. Really, he is so funny. Horus, it's not going the way you think it's gonna go. It's just not. It's just not.
Surely he sees that now. The pair of you circle. He strikes at you again, then again. 1,000 thrusts with his sword, 1,000 raking blows with his claws. Each one dapples the floor with your blood. You let them all land. You let the minutes pass, the hours, the wounds. For every 2 or 3 blows he lands, you hammer with your maul or tear with your talon. Some of these strikes land, but most are simply thrown to make him duck and dodge, weave and retreat. You are eroding his strength, his stamina, and his will. As he begins to slow, you find yourself pulling blows that would have killed him. No death today. No death for him. No escape to the freedom of agonized oblivion from the fate you have wrought to contain him. Still you circle, filling the court with the ring of steel and the breathless gasps of his effort. The contest has become pure ceremony, pure spectacle, a rite of sacrifice to tear out his will and offer it to the gods. It has lasted 1,000 years already. It will last another 1,000, another 10,000, another 1,000,000, if needs be. You have all the time you need. His fatigue begins to hang from him like a cloak of lead, bowing his shoulders and dragging his steps. You can see the misery in his eyes, the curdling, thickening exhaustion.
Remember when I said that the Emperor is a good actor? He really is a good actor, Horus. You should know this by now. Oh well. I mean, you've been fighting him for what, 2-3 rounds? And you think now he's tired. Now, his defeat is coming close. Now I will have a victory over my father. You've been saying this for the first time, second time, third time, fourth time. Now you're going for the 5th. And you still think you can win. Okay. Yeah.
He has tried everything to no avail. You are letting him see the wounds he scores upon you, and the indifference with which you regard them. You are letting him verify the implacable nature of your immortality. It is not like his. His can be ended. Yours cannot. You control your rage. You bite back physical pain, for it is transient. And you let go of any resentment, for it serves no purpose. He bruised you when he first arrived and seemed to look through you. It hurt when he would not acknowledge you. You are past that now.
Lies.
You have been maturing all this time.
Lies.
The stages of your duel have allowed you to learn and grow into your new self.
Yeah, okay, fine. But your new self is also a failure.
You are calm and sanguine.
You calm and say, no. That's a lie.
You understand now that when he came to your court, he ignored you because he was scared.
Horus, what are you talking about? What are you talking about?
He hurt you because he didn't know what else to do.
What do you mean he doesn't know what else to do? This is part of his plan.
He did not acknowledge you because you were no longer you, and he did not recognize you. He saw what you had become, a fathomless power that he could not compete with.
No, he just saw you as a lost cause, as a dead son.
And he lashed out in petty ways to wound you, like any frightened soul, cornered by the absolute. You are past that now.
Really?
You have become one with the divinity invested in you, and he has lost.
He's not dead. He is only lost when he is dead. Horus, this thing about you putting him on a throne, no. No.
It is not your father's power. It's how you grind it out of him until he begs you to relent.
He will never beg.
He tries to melt the deck, to blow out the entire floor and cast you down through the levels of the ship. You do not fall, for everything in this place obeys your will, including the very air that holds you up, and gravity, which is anxious not to offend you. With your mind, you wrench up one of the 5 thrones from its foundation. It was the one you prepared for the angel. He will not be needing it. You throw it at your father. His ailing willpower swells and suffuses his blade, and he demolishes the throne into a million fragments with a frantic slice of his sword. You pluck up the thrones intended for Constantine and Rogel too. They will not be required either, for the 2 thrones will suffice. With the last shred of his will, he annihilates Constantine's throne in mid-air before it can smash into him. He has nothing left to stop Rogel's. He disappears beneath its granite bulk, mashed backwards and crushed into the deck. The rubble of the throne, some pieces weighing a ton or more, heaps upon him like a cairn. When you send them flying with your mind, he does not move. He lies flat, like the recumbent effigy of a king on the lid of a tomb, swathed in dust. He is barely breathing. You pause to fashion a new crown in your hand. As the blood-like threads weave and form between your talons' claws, you step forward. Reality splits open in your path, and 2 men slither out of the material tear like newborn lambs from an amniotic sac.
2 men?
An odd, belated arrival. The pair of them are just human.
It's I wrote down their names here this morning. Grammaticus and Pearson. Yes, okay.
Steam with immaterial vapor, and they are wet with thawing interstitial ice. They stink of the distances of empiric space, as though their journey has been wayward and long, from one end of time to the other.
Well, guys, better late than never. Better late than never. I'm gonna need you guys to stall Horus Lupercal. I know it sounds crazy, but you're gonna have to do it. We already had Calcultus and Litu. Yes, they have been helping the Emperor. Now it's your turn. Yes, both of you might die, but it is necessary. Good luck.
Have they come to kneel at your feet? They are both dazed, disorientated, confused by the abruptness of their arrival after a voyage so long. They look up at you. An instant of recognition. A fleeting moment of shock as they realize where they are.
Wait, which one is the perpetual? Is it Grammaticus or is it Pearson? Or are they both perpetuals?
You see the sudden, and utter terror in their eyes, and know that it is fully justified. They have made a tragic mistake of navigation and a colossal error of judgment. You feel sorry for them.
Okay, Horus, okay.
Greetings, one and all. If you enjoyed that, you can support me on my Patreon, Discord, Redbubble, or with a channel membership, or simply like, comment and subscribe to catch any future DQVO videos. And as always, my thanks for watching.
Alright guys, yeah, that is it with The End and the Death 3, The Emperor Hears the Message, voice over part 8, made on the DQVO YouTube channel and requested by AnthraxCrab2222. Yes, this message that was sent out by Agatha, I would have wanted to hear it, you know, what Rogaldorn was saying to all those who were defending Terra, you know, in those last moments. Because it is a very desperate moment. It's a very, you know, world-ending, apocalyptic moment. The Imperial Palace has been breached, and the forces, the traitor forces, are, you know, moving ever closer to the heart of the Imperium of Man. And yeah, they were on the verge of defeat, really. And I would have wanted to hear what Rogaldorn was saying in those last messages to everybody defending Terra. And yeah, the Emperor still fighting, still finding ways to you know, catch Horus Lupercal off guard, and Horus making up any sort of excuse, any sort of reasoning in his mind to justify, you know, his actions and how he is you know, operating as a new ruler, and already celebrating the defeat of his father. When his father still stands, he still fights against him. Yes, now he is on the floor, and it seems like he's exhausted, extremely exhausted. But he's not out yet. He can still make it. And now there's 2 new players into the field, and that is Grammaticus and Pearson. What they were doing, I don't know exactly. All I know is that Grammaticus was with Litu and Calcaltus, and they were trying to convince the Emperor not to initiate his plan B in becoming the Dark King. After that, I'm not sure. Where did he go with Pearson? I don't know where they went, but now they're back. And yeah, let's see what are they going to be able to do against Horus Lupercal. But like I've stated before, they are now support. Like the 2 Astartes and the Custodian. They are support. They will buy time for the Emperor, because he needs to recuperate, he needs to stand up again. So, if you guys are going to die, then let it be here. Let it be here against Horus. Do whatever you need to do. Shoot your guns, throw grenades, talk to him. Just keep wasting time. Make time for the Emperor to get up again. That's your job until you die. Only in death does duty end. Calcattus knew that, he understood that, and now it's your turn. Good luck. Yeah, guys, that's it. Remember, if you want to check out the original video as well as DQVO's YouTube channel, the links are going to be in the description below. If you want to check out my previous reaction to other Warhammer 40k content created by DQVO, remember that the playlist card is going to be at the top. And the next video, which is part 9, let me just get it. Let's see. Where is it? Part 9. Yes, here it is. The End and the Death. Ollie. Oh, Ollie and John arrive. Who's Ollie? And who's John? I think John Grammaticus. Okay, then Ollie Pearson. All right, fine. Voice over part 9 made on the DQVO YouTube channel. That is coming next. Let me just put it in. And yeah, you'll be able to see the card for it somewhere here. Just click on it and you'll be able to continue on to part 9. Remember, if you like my reaction, give it a like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Click on the notification bell if you want to be up to date with my latest videos, and I'll see you guys in the next video.